I looked at the pregnancy test and thought, no way, this cannot be happening. How could I have ended up in this situation? I felt ashamed, I felt scared, alone, and mostly embarrassed. I thought about turning to my family, but I didn't want to put them through more hardships. I had already put them through so many things in life, so many bad decisions I had made. This felt like one I definitely couldn't turn to them with. You see, I always felt like I was a pro-lifer. I would have told anyone that. My parents were incredible parents. I grew up with two parents that love each other, a stable home, a great education, a master's degree. How am I the girl ending up in this position? So I did the only thing I felt like I could do, turn to someone else that was more of a parental figure, but not my mom. She was 20 years older. She seemed to have her life all together. She had an incredible job, a beautiful family, and a white Mercedes. And I share that because when I turned to her, she gave me an out. She said she could take me somewhere and it would all be over. So I took her up on that. I never thought about an abortion until this moment. But next thing I know, I'm driving in this car out from our cute little town into the city, walking into a building with metal detectors where I felt like I didn't belong. I just remember it being really cold. And it just felt like I was in a machine. They did one step after another, and then you're paying a bunch of money, all before you have the procedure. They had told me that if I didn't do it today, that I wouldn't have this option. And so I felt a pressure that I had to make this decision right now. There wasn't really time to process. So I went along into the procedure and quickly panicked, and I didn't want to do it. And I literally cried out, like, please stop. And they just told me it was too late. They put me in a wheelchair and wheeled me into this room. And all that was separating me from other girls crying were like shower curtains. I don't know if it was an actual shower curtain, but that's what it felt like. And it was just like a long row of girls crying. In a place that was supposed to fix something, it felt like the most broken place I've ever been in. So I left, not knowing what to expect. I just thought that this would fix it, it'd be over. I got back into that white Mercedes, and the reason that stuck out to me is because when I got back out of the car at my house in our nice, cute little neighborhood, there was blood all over her seat. I had no idea that I would go on to bleed for weeks and trying to hide that from everyone around me in my life. I thought after that went away that I wouldn't think about these things anymore, that it would be over. That's what they promise you. But every year, around September, which was my due date, and around March, which is when it happened, I remember, my body remembers it's something that doesn't go away. It didn't fix anything. It spun me into depression and really like looking to escape. So I numbed myself from the reality that I had created. I'd grown up thinking that murder was an unforgivable sin. So now I deserve hell. So I'm just going to drink my way out of this. I'm going to numb out because I don't want to face reality that I'm living. I ended up stumbling into a church a few months later and heard the gospel for what felt like the first time, in just a new, refreshed way. Really, Romans 5:8, that God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And that struck for me that in that clinic, God loved me, and Jesus' death on the cross paid for any and all of my sins. My sin wasn't bigger than any other sin. I still could have hope, even in hopeless situations. So if I could tell anyone now how to help people, is just to listen, to see their story more than that moment, to connect with them, to not think that these things just happen over there or to those people. It's happening all around you. And so see people, love them, and help them see that God loves them right where they are too. My name is Allie Wall, and I'm worth more than what abortion had promised.